Hello, this is Claus Jensen presenting my fourth video in my series on the exchange sacrifice. And this time I will not show you a Petrosian game. Instead I'm moving forward in time to Wijk An Zee 1991. This is the tournament known as Chorus these days. And white is Seirawan and black is Kozul. It's a King's Indian game and we enter the game after black's 18th move, which is d takes e3. And from white's perspective, he has to deal with some concrete ideas for black here, because black would like to play a move like e4 here, attacking the bishop on d3 and also attacking the rook on a1. And another idea for black is to play queen d4, which would threaten e2 check, discover a check with attacks on the queen and the rook. So black has some ideas here, and there are of course several ways for white to deal with these threats. And one idea is to play the very simple bishop e2, which would block the e3 pawn, so the queen d4 idea is not so interesting. And it also has removed the bishop from the threat after e4. So if e4 now, then rook can simply move to c1 or something. So bishop e2 is a simple plan, and black should probably just protect the pawn on b6, and everything would be quite equal. Another idea is to play queen e1 in this position. And after queen exchange on e1, white no longer has this rook on a1, so again the e4 idea is not as strong for black. Another idea is of course to take the pawn on b6, and knight takes b6, but then would follow queen d4, and king has to move away because of this discovered check on e2, so king h2, and the queen takes the knight on b6, and then f6, queen d4, f takes g7, king takes g7, and black is now planning f5 and is having an okay game. So this would not be the best option for white. And yet another option could be simply to put the rook in the c file, moving it away from this dangerous diagonal, and black would still probably play e4 in this position, and after bishop b1, rook a to b8, protecting the pawn on b6, black would have an excellent game. So all these possibilities were probably thought through by Seirawan, who decided to play a very interesting move, and a very good move, I think. He played the very surprising queen g4 in this position. And we can now see that this is in effect an exchange sacrifice, because after queen takes g4, h takes g4, black of course plays one of his ideas, the e4 push, attacking the bishop on d3 and attacking the knight on the rook on a1. And Seirawan in this position calmly replied bishop e2. And of course Kozul took the exchange by playing bishop takes a1 and rook takes a1, and then Kozul protected his b6 pawn, rook a to b8, and Seirawan here played king h2. And the whole point to this exchange sacrifice is that now Seirawan plans to pick up the two pawns in the e-file. He wants to play king g3, king f4, knight c3, and then picking up e4 and e3 pawns. And since there are no open files for the black rooks, this knight is just as strong as any of the black rooks. To prevent this plan, Kozul played the right move here, he played h5. and g takes h5, bishop takes h5. Now he provides some protection of the e4 pawn. And Seirawan here gives a way to win the game, rook f1. And if bishop h7, then rook f6 is another strong move, rook f to g8, g4, king f8, king g3, king e7, rook h6, rook h8, and g5. And g6 will be coming very soon, and white is having a winning position. So rook f1 would be a strong move in this position, but Seirawan in the game played king g3, then followed king g7, king f4, following the plan of trying to grab these central pawns, bishop h7, g4. And still we see that there are no open files for the black rooks, so the knight on a4 sorry, is just as good as any of these rooks. So white may have b an exchange down, but he has an equal position at least. f6 follows, knight c3, king h6, knight d1, wants to pick up the e3 pawn, rook b to e8, knight takes e3, rook e5, rook f1, rook g8, bishop d1, f5, bishop e2, and rook g5. And now black has committed his rooks to the 5th rank, and trying to create some activity on the king side, but he has now neglected the queen side, and Seirawan takes full advantage by playing a real power move that is ensuring him a decisive pass pawn on the queen side. He plays c5 in this position. And obviously d takes e5 doesn't work because of king takes e5. So b takes c5 is almost forced. b6, rook e8, backing one of the rooks to stop the b pawn. G takes f5, rook b8, rook b1, rook g to g8, b7, king g7, rook b6, eyeing the d6 pawn, king f7, bishop a6, king e7, rook c6, king d7, and rook c8. And in this position, Kozul decided to resign the game because rook g takes c8, b takes with queen, rook takes, bishop takes, king c8, and king g5 is hopeless for black because of these two pass pawns on the king side. So Kozul resigned in this position, and I think this was quite a different kind of exchange sacrifice that we saw from Seirawan in this game. But it was a very nice game from him, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you on my blog at klausjensen.com. Bye bye for now.